Oh no, I've been sacked again. Yes, for like the bajillionth time on Football Manager, I have unfortunately been dismissed to my duties at a club. So anyway, welcome to the next part of Football Manager 2015 Let's Play. As you can see, I found a new club in Aston Villa, and to make up for the fact that I've been sacked, I'm going to give you a little bit of a treat. We have a live commentary coming up, and as you can see, it is the Championship Playoff Final. If you recall in the last video, Aston Villa were relegated. I have now the chance to bring them back up. We're going against Blackburn Rovers, and we'll go on to that in a couple of moments. However, I must address what happened with Newcastle. Let's see, how do I get to the... Well, this is how the Championship looks, incidentally, if you're just briefly wondering. We've got Reading and Leeds going up, and it's simply between 5th and 6th, as per usual, on who goes up. As you can see, we just got ahead of the MK Dons by literally a point. Firstly, the Premier League. How's it finished? Well, Manchester United, believe it or not, are champions, and Manchester City, Liverpool and Chelsea are the Champions League teams for next season. Newcastle, as you can see, finishing in 8th. We didn't have a particularly great season, as you can see, 66 goals scored, but a horribly 63 conceded with just +3 goal difference. Not very good, is it? West Brom somehow going into 6th. Tottenham have done, I guess, what we did last season, and that was fail. Getting ourselves into a great position and just pissing it all away. Liverpool gone, they're 3rd, so yeah, they've pretty much got themselves back up. Chelsea have fallen all the way down there. Man United, I have no idea. Johnny Evans and Phil Jones are the captain and vice captain respectively. Yeah. Good game. Now, you may also notice very briefly as well that I've got a few name changes here. The names are, for example, Liverpool FC, Chelsea FC, Arsenal FC, West Bromwich Albion. They're spelt out properly. I'll have a link in the description where you can change the names of... I think I may have mentioned this in the last video. If not, I apologise. But yeah, basically there's a thing where you can change all the names. If you go to Germany, you may know that... teams like Schalke, for example, are called Gelsenkirchen, and Bayern Munich are called Bayern, and so on and so forth, not their actual names. So I looked for a fix for that, and I ended up getting the whole bloody lot. So yeah, everyone's called by the proper distinguished names, so Sunderland AFC, just in case you're wondering there. So Newcastle then, let's go over their fixtures. I mean, they managed to get into the Europa League there with 8th place, and obviously they've won something. You may notice as well, the person I replaced has come back in. That is, yes, Alan Pardew. Astonishing, really astonishing. Now, let's go back to the top. Now, I'm not insinuating anything here when I say this, but when do you think I played my first game of Football Manager 2015 proper? Not the beta, the full, finished version of the game. Nope, you're wrong. It was the 3-1 defeat to Sporting Lisbon. We go on great. We start the league. Burnley 2-0 cracking. Sporting Lisbon could have been better. 1-0 in the Champions League was okay. Swansea City 5-1. Great. I go to bed, wake up the next day, and the full game installs. That's an update. I then lose 3-1 and get dumped out the Champions League. Incredible, to be honest with you. I just can't believe it. I'll just quickly show you this. I don't know if I'll actually do it properly, but yeah, Ryan Gould, the Scotsman, 22. In fact, we were 2-0 up. We had the away goal. I'm thinking, fine, dandy, we're through to the Champions League. Let's just sit back and relax. Well, I didn't think that actually, but I was thinking, okay, let's just see this one out. Maybe get one more goal, and then we're fine. That wasn't going to happen. Ryan Gould then scored. We were going to go to extra time. He then scored to knock us out, or knock us into the Europa League, I should say. Christopher A, as you can see, at 4.6. Losing to Liverpool, losing to QPR, 3-0, awful. We did beat Dynamo Moscow. We then drew with Crystal Palace because, this happened. We were 3-0. Sorry, we weren't. No, I beg your pardon. As you can see, Huntelaar did. He missed the penalty, but he immediately scored from it. It was just constant, back and forth. Sort of 1-0, 1-1. 2-1. There's Mitrovic there. He did score. He was not the greatest player in the world, I've got to be honest. I think he was a disaster. Actually, no, a bit harsh, but he's a bit of a disaster. 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3. a bit of a pain again. We lost to Stoke 4-3 in the Capital One Cup. Riviere scored a hat-trick. They then decided to score a late goal. We got bashed 5-1 by Manchester United. Lost 4-3 to Tottenham. We did beat Club Brugge. We lost to Wigan again. We even lost to ADO Den Haag. We lost 4-3 to West Brom. Lost 3-2 to Stoke. Drew 2-2 against Southampton. Lost at Goodison Park 1-0. Although we did beat Chelsea 3-2, we started to get on a bit of a run. This was really good. Really enjoying it now. Maybe I think this was when the update may have come out. I think I stopped playing it for a few days. Hence, the update. Fine. We then drew with Bruges, not great, but we still, I think, qualified from the Europa League group stage. Lost to Arsenal 4-3 at the Emirates. Okay, plucky. You think get away with that, okay. But my problem was these results, these 4 results here. Even, beating Sunderland Stadium, I got my first Stadium victory. 3-2 at the Etihad. No, fine. 1-1 Club Brugge. Okay, we just had to get a point to qualify. 4-3, admirable effort at the Emirates. 1-3-2 against West Ham. 0-0 against Hull, not great. Derby, lose 2-1, sacked. It was because me board rating, the confidence in me from the board was considerably low due to all this. And I think it was a bit harsh, but in the same time it wasn't, because of the poor results. And when I said earlier that, when do you think the game came out, I'd like to say, and it's very, 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 very easy for me to come out and say this is the game's fault because it was buggy. I've had numerous people say, there's been problems. As far as I'm concerned, there shouldn't be problems at the start of the game anymore. And let's not deny, I'm not going to deny that there aren't any bugs. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been decent, I think. I've been quite frustrated at times. I do think the match engine has reverted a bit back to its FM14 days where you literally can't keep a lead to save your life. But there are problems, and I do think there are still problems, and they really should not be happening on release. Why has there been 2 quick patches already? They shouldn't have to be the case. It's happened year on year, and it is immensely frustrating, I've got to be honest. I mean, this is not me complaining. This is just a genuine thing I've noticed with Football Manager over the years now, is that time and time again, the beta comes out, we think this is alright, it's enjoyable, maybe a few tweaks here and there. What happens is, though, they don't tweak it. They change things from the beta, and then it just feels like a different game, and maybe it's a bit harder for some, maybe it's a bit easier for some, but yeah, and then we get the full release, and it's just doesn't feel right and feels uneven. I was watching Chris Ormey stream the other day, and I think he said, I might have already again repeated this myself before, but he said it does feel like you are battling against the game a bit. I'll give you a great example. So we'll get to the game in a moment, sorry, I'll stop rambling, but I'll give you a great example. The game, in the game at the moment, in the match engine, there is what can be described as a bit of a corner glitch where a load of people, including myself, have conceded a lot of goals from the near post. It's not even a corner glitch, it's just a cross. A lot of people have conceded from crossing, particularly from the near post, but obviously corners are a big part of that. So what you have to do on corners is to stop the CPU inadvertently exploiting this match engine glitch. You have to stick 2 people on the near post because the CPU is exploiting it, and that limits it somewhat. That shouldn't happen. Now, as of recording this today, this is the 17th of November today, there has been a patch just released. There was a bit of a big-ish patch released. Again, another one. So whether that's been fixed or not, I don't know. But there have been at times I've been frustrated by the game, and this was just hideous. Don't ask me what happened. I'd like to blame the game. I don't think it was, but I'll hide behind that excuse anyway. This I thought was a bit harsh, though. This run here, is that enough to be sacked on? I didn't even get an ultimatum. I nothing. They just sacked me because on the last day of the last game of 2017. And to be honest with you, Pardew didn't have a great run, did he? Really? I mean, first few games, I would have been sacked for that probably. That's more reasonable excuse to sack me there. Then obviously he had a much better. Oh wow, he actually finished quite well. He lost unfortunately in the Europa League final, but they did beat Wigan. They got a bit of retribution. They're beating Wigan. in the FA Cup final. So Newcastle FA Cup winners, they win a trophy when I leave. Figures. So moving on from my rambling, sorry about that, to this Aston Villa team. So this team is considerably different to the one now. As you'd expect, it is May 2018. You should expect that. Players are sticking around, so you've got Ashley Westwood, you've got Agbon Lahore, who will be leaving because he's now starting to hit, Christ, he's 31. So, you know, his pace will start to go, his entire game is based on that, so he will become less and less effective as the years go by. We've got Scott Down, we've got Glenn Johnson, God help us, Jack Grealish, Aaron Lennon, who is pants, Kostas Mitroglou, who I think should probably have a swap with Balotelli. He is what Balotelli should be like. He is slow, painful, ineffective, and scores occasionally. I say occasionally, he has 2 goals, Balotelli, that's enough for me. I'm desperate, sorry. I've also got this guy here, who I think is absolutely awful, but the fans seem to like, called Persilian Skjelbred. I think I'm saying that right. Any Norwegians, please do correct me, I know there are a few of you. Yeah, I don't know, the game seems to really rate him. He doesn't really turn up, and I bet you I'm going to play him now, because he is a bit of a big game player, supposedly. But yeah, I've not been massively impressed by him. I've also got Ashley Barnes, a bit of a legend from my Brighton days on FM 13. Was it 13? Yeah, 13. Austrian, of course. I think he's born in like Salzburg or something. Oh no, sorry, he's born in Bath, but he has Austrian citizenship, and usually in the game he takes Austrian citizenship. We've also got Lee Evans. No, I'm not going to make any comedian jokes. He's not very good either, but we'll get with that. I mentioned Jack Grealish also in the last episode. This guy's quality. He is really good. He's only 22, so he's still learning, still developing, but very, very handy to have. Ashley Westwood is the captain. Bakuna is the vice-captain. Guzan, I think, may also be there. I think Bakuna's the vice-captain. It might be Guzan. Tell a lie. Let's have a look. I could just go here. Oh, sorry. Iqbal Lahore's the vice-captain. Sorry, I was going to make Bakuna the vice-captain, but I just thought I'll keep it as it is because, you know, there'll be upheaval and things. Randy Lairn at left, and Graham Taylor, yes, that is the former Aston Villa manager, Graham Taylor, is the chairman. Right. I came in, basically I got sacked, as you saw, at the very, very end of December. So I ended up coming in roughly about, where did I come in? Here, I think. They sacked, I think actually, who was the manager? I've completely forgotten who the manager was. Let me go here to the club, it'll be here in history. A lot of a downward spiral there is what you'd call that. Managers, so Paolo Di Canio was actually sacked, and even though his team was doing really well, I mean, they were sort of, where were they? Let's not use the table, I can't be bothered. That they were doing okay. I mean, as you can see, sort of similar vein. I mean, this wasn't a particularly great run, but, you know, that's what I don't understand about this game. You win a game, and it still sacks you. I mean, maybe they were always going to sack him, maybe that was the idea, he was always going to get sacked regardless, but why did it wait till they won? I never got that. So the first game did not go to plan at all. We lost 3-1 to Middlesbrough. However, happily, we did beat Brentford 2-0. We then lost to Huddersfield, and then, if you noticed, where the championship, in the championship table, we actually went head-to-head with MK Dons. It was on the last day. Whoever won was in the playoff spot, and we ended up winning 4-2. We were 2-1 down. This was a hell of a game. Bakuna made sure there in the 92nd minute. But I want to introduce you to a young regen chap here called Matthew Richings. He is a beast. You may have seen his name pop up before. He is the top goal scorer in the championship and is likely to be confirmed today as of this game, or the end of this game, I should say. He's awesome. He's got great finish. He's only like 19, 20 as well, and he's got like 28 goals this season. So that put us right in front. It's at Stadium NK as well. So we're doing. See what I mean about Skjelbred? I mean, that he's trying to. I'm still a first impression. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can't do much about that as a strike. I mean, it's stupid things like that. You know, not particularly impressed with them. I don't know if that's Stuart Downing. I don't think it is. Again, it's like, it's a cracking cross. Could Scott Dan have done something about that? Maybe. But at this time, I'm panicking, thinking, oh my god, it's all going horribly wrong. I'm going to be stuck in the championship. To be honest with you, And I'm not getting my excuses in early. It's a great header from Barnes. Brought on as a sub as well. So that's 2-2. I'm not getting my excuses in early. But if we don't win here, I'm not necessarily going to be disappointed because any time I come up with with a team from the Championship, with the exception of Brighton, but that was a one-off, I didn't. I always seem to fail. We get relegated straight away back again. So yeah, I'm not doing very well on that front. So with only one major success in Brighton on FM13, they were exceptionally good though. We then beat Norwich 2-1 at home and 1-1 at their place to book our place in the Championship high final against Blackburn. Let's have a look at their team as well. In fact, let's not. Let's just say Gary Bowley's there as the manager. Shit, they were in Europa League. Why did they play? Oh, sorry, it's a friendly. I didn't think it'd actually include them in the side panel there. Sorry. I'm still getting used to this game, as you may tell. It's all different and weird and things. So I've pretty much set my team out here. Going to be using Richings and Matroglu. As I say, he doesn't move around a lot, but I think he's a big game player. If you go on his report, I think it should say he's a big game player. Well, he's consistent. Yeah, relishes big matches. Selfish. He's only playing one position, but I think the pros outweigh the cons. Well, literally, they outweigh the cons there. There are more of them. The only person I think I might throw... No, I'm going to keep him. Ender Stevens. This guy is not very good. I didn't know he's Irish, actually. I thought he was foreign. Let's see. So he actually is at Aston Villa. Did they sell him and then buy him back? Are you joking? Wow. Okay. That's different. He's pants. I must replace him. Obviously, I can't do anything. I did join. Again, I'll say in case you couldn't realise, I joined in April. Hence, I couldn't bring anyone in. I think even the free transfer market was shut. And I think loans probably... I don't think we could. Anyway, it was like 5 games. I just wanted to see if we could get this damn team promoted and then we'll just go from there, okay, with what we have. Like Bonlahor on the bench, Barnes on the bench. Dicko's a handy little player as well. He's got 13 goals, Noah Dicko. Who does he play for at the minute? Wolves, apparently. I think, unless that's obviously changed in real life. Ashley Westwood is unfortunately injured, so he will be sitting this one out. These are my tactics. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show you my Newcastle ones. And to be honest with you, it's very, very similar. We're going to take that off, however, because I don't usually do shoot on sight because it is my absolute pet hate on FM all the time. Is players like a Skelbred or a Bakuna having a shot and they literally hit the corner flag. Like 9 times out of 10, they're just going to miss and miss badly. I always like to do retain possession because my teams always seem to just give the ball away more than the friggin' Red Hot Chili Peppers. Give it away. Did you get it? Yeah. Shut up. Get stuck in. I always like get stuck in for the big games. Exploit the flanks. I like to play out wide. This was especially true when I had Delafeu and Zaha and Newcastle. They were just astonishingly good at just beating a player, whipping across in, getting some pace down the left and right hand side. Unbelievable. Stick to position. I did have this on for a while at Newcastle, I think for about a season and a half, before I realised it can actually be quite detrimental sometimes. Players are hesitant to move around a bit then. It really narrows their sort of ability to move and actually mark a player and just close down space and things like that. So I generally don't have that on now, nor do I just ignore it and leave it. Control, because I believe we are most of the time in the Championship the stronger team, and fluid. I almost always have fluid on, occasionally change it back to flexible. But to start a game, at least, I will always go for fluid. Play instructions. I have my goalkeeper. In fact, no, I don't actually haven't set it yet. That would be a good idea to do it now. Few risky passes short, take short kicks. I always tell my goalkeeper this, no matter who they are, even if they have 20 kicking, I will still tell them play it short. Most of the time they'll defy your bloody instructions anyway, but I always say it because in my mind there are too many goals conceded from punting it down the field. Most of the time my players will just not make even an attempt to win the ball, and the opposition will win it, they'll take it back up the field, and I'd say 6 or 7 times out of 10 they score from it, and it's so frustrating because it can easily be avoided. Don't get me wrong, this is not an immune system. This is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's safer than playing it punting up the field. Right, enough chit chat. Anyway, let's get to it. I think that's saved. Shit. Yeah. All right. If not, then, and if he does do it, it'll prove my point. So I realise I haven't played too many live matches yet. I've not really had the chance, to be honest, because Newcastle were never really in a position to do so. I will also do this, even if win, lose or draw. I will show you this. I'm not going to cheat or anything like that. I've never cheated. I don't see the point, to be honest with you. So when I'm in about Mitroglou, he's very slow. He's not dawdles quite a lot, like Balotelli. That should blatantly be a corner, but okay. If you're wondering why I don't play in 3D, oh hey look, an injury. So yeah, this guy, 20 years old, he's kind of ridiculous, and he's now injured. Bring on Barnes. All right, once he plays, he's defensive forward, isn't he? I'll have support then from Mitroglou, but this is going to end well. Christ. A few people have complained about injuries as well. If you follow me on Twitter, you may have known the time when I was at Newcastle, I had Tim Krul get injured for, I think, like 5 weeks. I then had my backup keeper come in. He then got injured as well. I was then forced to play a 16-year-old before I was then able to bring in Mitroglou, that's 1-0. Is he going to be offside though? No, he's not. That is Kostas Mitroglou, 1-0 in the playoff final. And Aston Villa, as it stands at the moment, are going up. I will need to take that back though to counter. But yeah, I had my backup keeper then get injured. Oh, Ashley Barnes goes close. I then had to bring a 16-year-old. He then played one game and then was forced to bring in Doris de Vries. I know, not great, but he was literally the best player of just who was available, and trust me, there was hardly anyone available. He then got injured, so I had 3 goalkeepers injured. I'm not even kidding. If you go on my Twitter, you'll go through the history. You can hear me. You can hear me, see me complaining, saying, "Oh my god, I can't believe De Vries is injured as well." So I ended up playing that 16-year-old for like 3 games. It was just. I mean, you tell me. I'm not saying that that's impossible. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. That could happen. I've seen it happen before. But for the love of God, it's just immensely frustrating, and it is so easy to blame the game for that. But what takes it over the edge then is when you start to see loads of other people complain about injuries, and you see, oh, I've got loads of injuries. Oh, Scott. Oh, incidentally, also, I want to show you this. I noticed it before, just before it's setting up. If we look on the stats, where are we? Where is he? Blackburn, all you Rooster Teeth fans out there, have this guy. Yeah, just a little nod. I noticed it before, and although I don't particularly watch Rooster Teeth anymore, I did when this guy appeared. So any Gavin Free fans, you'll know exactly what that is. And there's Skillbred going right in, causing an injury, not being booked, thankfully. When I say get stuck in, I don't mean physically harm the player. What a save from Guzan. Well, there you go. I tried a dirty Leeds tactic once on like FM12, and it just resulted in like 3 of my players getting sent off. So you don't really want to go down that angle once. As I say, once and that's it. As I say, but I did try it once, and it doesn't work in the modern game. You cannot replicate Don Revy's Leeds. So 1-0, not the greatest game in the world, I know. Not particularly great for us either in terms of shots and on target, but we are winning. And we literally have, by 0.06, a better average rating. No one particularly standing out. Mitroglou obviously has a slightly better rating due to the goal. But I say, let's continue. I will obviously change this accordingly, the tactics up here. And let's see if they score. Mark Nutt, let's see how he does. Sorry, I can't take that seriously. I'm not going to do this. Oh, wow, he's scored. All right, I need to stop doing that. Wow, he scored 8 goals. How old is he? Like 17. He's got like 8 goals. Impressive. So yeah, Mark Nutt with the goal. It was inevitable, wasn't it? I'm sure this game can hear me. Oh look, are they going to score from a near post? Oh, they nearly did as well. So I need to. I think I've put 2 people on the near post. I better have done. Let's see, who can we put on then? Jack Grealish hasn't had a particularly great game. Aaron Lennon is so ineffective. I'm going to put Bon Lahore on there. Let's play him. I'll play him as a winger. I know that's not his natural position, but And I don't think he's particularly match fit, but to be honest with you, Aaron Lennon is grossly ineffective. He just does nothing. So this big wall, this Blackburn wall. There's Lennon. It's happened again. Ashley Barnes, the super sub. Aaron Lennon providing the assists. I'm really good at this game, aren't I? Well, what am I on about? Right, let's waste time and play it safe, and let's lower the tempo a bit. Well, at least now we're in a good position again. Now this is just going to be all blue. Oh wow, it's actually going to. Wow, Agbon Lahore. And Barnes, he's at the post. Agbon Lahore, he's offside. Wow, that was actually a decent sub. I suppose it seems to have worked. I think we should go to, yeah, it is contained. And, oh dear, ball, not with a very good strike. Wow, it's actually going to run all the way through, unless Scott hits this free kick into net, which he doesn't. That should be it. Aston Villa are being promoted. Well, I did not expect that, because to be honest with you, I don't particularly rate this team. Richings kind of carry them. Mitroglou, obviously, with 19 as well. It's just, he is not my type of player, and hence I get quite frustrated with it. Well, that's pretty cool, I suppose. Very cool. Oh no, look at all these clauses. Oh god. Look at all this. Oh my god, it's going to add up. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of money. Oh shit. That's quite bad. Okay. Maybe it would have been best if we hadn't been promoted. And I can gut this team and absolutely... Oh god. Well, this isn't going to go well next season, I can tell you immediately. I'm going to have to gut this team because I can tell you that 75% of it is not ready for the Premier League. Hard work begins tomorrow, I suppose. Right, so what am I going to do then? I might keep Agbon Lahore then, since, you know, boyhood club and all that. I don't know. I think it's this defence. I do have a history on FM of conceding just goals galore, and I'm gonna have to cut that out. Really, I'm gonna have to sign some big defenders. Richings, though, thankfully not injured. Well, his condition's not particularly amazing, but he at least there isn't going to be any like major injury where he's going to miss the start of next season. And trust me, I've seen that happen before. You know, on the last day of the season, and then he gets an injury and he's out for like a year. Grealish, question is, do I sell this lad, you know, for a lot of money, like for 40 million? It depends. He might come to me and say, I want to leave for a bigger club. He is at that age. I have to be quite careful. Richings, another. I might be able to get another year or two out of him. Barnes is always handy. I enjoy Ashley Barnes. Dicko again. It's just a question of whether these guys can step up for the Premier League. I have very high standards. We'll see how that does. Right, so this is a long-ass video. I'm going to let you go. And, well, I'll be back then in, when it'll be February. And we'll catch up and see how it does. If I do get sacked again, and obviously having already done it with Newcastle, it's a possibility. We will, obviously, I'll make a video in the meantime. In fact, what I'll probably do is make a video about my next job once I do have a next job. That is if I get sacked, just to let you know. That's just a heads up for the future as well. You'll know if I get sacked because the thumbnail will probably change. So yeah, that's going to do it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the live commentary. If you want more, remember to hit the like button, and I'll get the message soon enough. So cheers for watching. Bye bye for now.